That's what we like. Welcome back to Adventuring with Angie. Last week I worked to juggle baking along with my other daily tasks. This week feels like universe is testing me, and I'm falling for it. Come with me as I bake a few new things, work on the land, manage my emotions in some really weird ways, and get real with myself. Let's get into it. That was kind of easy-ish. Okay, so it's Valentine's Day this week, and that just also happens to be my dad's birthday. Because of our distant relationship, the week always puts me in a funk as I think of calling him and engaging. We didn't have the best relationship growing up. In fact, I frequently told him I hated him and his drinking and wish he'd just move out and leave us all alone. We both said and did mean things to one another almost daily, and to cope, I took to retreating to my room and doing a lot alone. Needless to say, we didn't talk much, and when I moved across the country, we barely spoke. A few years ago, my father had a massive stroke and lost almost all mobility in his body, neck down. He went from being this dominating, threatening force to almost nothing just like that, and when it happened, I had to decide how I wanted to show up. Good morning, happy Monday. I got treats and sea salt, that's important. I'm gonna go to the cafe and drop these off. I think I'm gonna hang out at the cafe too for a little bit. And just edit, have some quiet. It took me a while to come around because of the pain and abuse I felt and experienced growing up. Even though I visited him and we talk periodically, there's still so much hurt that I just have to hold and work through. With him, there's a deep longing for love that I never felt I received growing up. He was always gone, either working or at the bar. He'd come home drunk, and if you happened to be around, it wasn't a good time. Trash is done. It's a wild world today. Happy Tuesday, y'all. On my face, I didn't even put my shoes on. I'm just wearing my Crocs. But I did just spend an hour on trash. Not thrilled, but we're gonna go back home. I'm gonna breathe, and we're gonna do some homestead stuff. And then hopefully next week, somebody else brings the trash so they can deal with that many bags. I spent almost every evening holed up in my room with the dresser pushed in front of the door because he had a temper and I never wanted to receive it, even though I certainly did. The way he showed his love was materially, taking us on vacations and buying me new toys when he felt guilty, but never emotionally. There weren't hugs, there wasn't comfort or safety, and there was never the verbal exchange of love. To add insult to injury, he was not shy about his critiques and always let me know the ways I wasn't measuring up. Yo, I'm so stoked to have some curtains up in my room. I'm annoyed that they're not the same height as these curtains. They kind of feel short, but the curtain itself is not very long, so I can't really put it any higher. It is what it is. And the bed is against the wall. I'm satisfied. Let's go do some homestead work. Prop it up. Yep, there we go. A's on my report card could have been A+. 16 points in the basketball game could have easily been double. The food I cooked could have had more salt. Nothing I recall doing ever received praise, but I do remember feeling a constant need to prove myself. Plunger lubricants. And that never went away.
Attach to the bottom. Attach to the bottom.
Just as I'm reflecting on all of this, I can't help but laugh at the universe's humor. Back in December, I met a man who immediately piqued my interest. We enjoyed some dates, expressed interest in one another, and started getting to know each other. I admittedly noticed and promptly ignored some red flags, and fortunately for me, universe wasn't gonna let that slide. Come on in. Oh my gosh, I'm just starting my ganache. And I'm just like, wow, this is rich. This is no joke. She got her job. Oh my god. Oh my god. On Valentine's Day, I brought a delicious chocolate ganache tart to the cafe and gave my father a quick phone call when I got home. There's always a period after talking where I just need to be held, but I was the only one around, so I tried to hold myself. At the same time that this is happening, the man I recently met suggested plans to make dinner together at my place tonight, and so we did. It was a sweet and intimate evening, cooking and laughing, and I thought we were on the same page. To my surprise though, this man let me know, on Valentine's Day, at my house, after he asked me to hang out, that he actually has no attraction to me and only wanted to keep seeing me so that we could develop a friendship. I was crushed, deeply. Not just from the rejection, but because today has already been emotionally tough, and that feeling of wanting to be held just became an actual need now. I spent the next day trying to shake it off, leaning into the excitement I felt for a new opportunity that came my way for my first ever brand deal and working around the house. Hi, happy Thursday. I'm outside because it's actually nice right now. I'm just playing a little bit of catch with the boy. And by catch, fetch. We're playing a little fetch. Bubby, bring the ball. And he has still not really progressed from this state, but what are you gonna do? Anyways, it's beautiful outside. It's Thursday. I have nothing on my schedule. That's what we like. Okay, bring it back. But just as quickly as that opportunity came, the company pulled out. This is my life. Today, saying they felt some of my content was a risk for them because of their strict safety guidelines. Still winter here, you know? The chores never end, truly. Whew. I was crushed. This was my dream partnership, one I've written about wanting and working towards, and hearing this rejection after yesterday, the important thing is to not fall down the hill when you're carrying this. And it's really hard. After holding all of these feelings about not being good enough and not being desired, this truly broke me. For the rest of the day, I was a mess. I took myself outside and hauled 3 wagons full of wood from the splitting site down at the front door, and then I stacked the remainder in the back. I barely filmed because I was so sad and upset, and when I finished, I didn't feel any better. I spent the remainder of the evening sanding my dresser and painting it all in one go into the night. And of course, I didn't film that either because I was in a weird space. What's happening? What's happening?
Oh yeah. Look, it's tiny. Where she's there.
Oh wow.
My tray is tiny.
I love it.
Oh my god, that is so exciting. It's a dahlia. It is exciting.
That is exciting. Good morning. It's not raining today, and it's okay, about to rain for the next 5 days, I think. So I'm gonna try to do a little bit of work today on these fruit trees because they're so overgrown and it's time to prune. Wish me luck. I truly don't really know what I'm doing, but I'm gonna do my best. On Friday, I woke up feeling a little okay, but still oh so sad. Calling my dad reminded me of the longing I had as a kid and how I tried so hard to receive his praise and rarely got it. Being rejected by this man on Valentine's Day flared up more feelings of not being good enough, and the loss of the deal was just the icing on top. The Tree Chronicles. I had to get off the ladder because it's just not tall enough to get up in this tree. And this tree is super wobbly. Like, no wonder why the bears are just pulling it down. I ended up just cleaning my room a bit and getting lost in that. At some point, I recall mixing some bread dough to shape tomorrow, but that's it for the day. Sunday. I'm gonna do some plumbing. It's wild to just have a 5-gallon bucket and say I'm doing plumbing. But I am doing plumbing on this little tiny sitch. I'm gonna go ahead and put the plumbing through. I don't know what else to say about it. I'm trying my best. I'm a little tired today, I'm not gonna lie. I'm a little tired, I'm a little like, but every day is a day to learn and to show up and to do stuff. So that's what we're doing. For the rest of the weekend, I remained in this funk and refused to film much because I didn't think anyone needed to see me in this weird, sad zombie state that I was in. Let's see. That was kind of easy-ish. Okay, so next up, this toilet. I finished the plumbing for the outdoor bathroom and I broke down an entire oak tree in the garden that had fallen. It was exhausting, but definitely helped soothe myself and come to. Okay, I fixed the plumbing. I mean, look, drain pipe to the bag. Honestly, just cool to like flush the toilet and see that it flushed. I don't really need anything else anymore. I don't need anything else. The toilet flushes. I'm done. When I finished, I made some bread that I wanted to experiment with, and that actually had me feeling a bit better. I wanted to experiment with a high hydration loaf and see what it would feel like. And also try to make a braided sweetbread. I ended up doing 100% whole wheat sourdough loaf at 86% hydration, and oh my god, this was hands down the best loaf of bread I have ever made. My god, it was springy, it was chewy and soft and firm, and it had this delicious crust. Okay. Look at that. What in my dishwasher? Everything's wet in the dishwasher, but it said complete. It like clearly did not dry. It had the perfect proof and the perfect crumb, and it was just the perfect everything. And I didn't hate the sweetbread. It wasn't perfect, but I loved trying something new for me and just seeing how it could turn out and make some notes for what to do next time. It was the perfect way to end the week and a reminder that I can always make something out of nothing here and I don't have to stay trapped in these feelings. It sounds silly, but just this little act doing this for myself, it was exactly what I needed. Thank you so much for joining on another week of adventures. It was a weird week and I know there wasn't a lot, and I appreciate you hanging on and seeing what's going on this week. If you enjoyed it, please take a moment to like the episode and subscribe to my channel so you don't miss anything. Next week gets better as I find new ways to soothe myself, get myself outside and in the water, and seek comfort in my movement practices. I can't wait to share more, and I'll see you next week. Bye!
This is so good.